Actually, I love about this series of work I made because it makes me feel good. That was a very special morning that I was not expecting at all. I was in a coffee shop in Brooklyn, my neighborhood, and starting with my emails, and I see a phone call coming from Austria number, and I was really wondering that I'm not expecting any call from Austria. I hear first time from Karin Kaufman calling me, introducing her, and she has this very charismatic, charming tone, like, "Are you Ismail Ferdous?" And I was like, "Yes." There's it's like someone really knows me. And so it was very strange. And she said, "Do you know why am I calling you?" And I'm like, "I have no idea." But she said at the beginning, "I'm from Laika, calling you." I was like, "Why Laika would be calling me?" She was like, "You have no idea?" I'm like, "Could be one idea is like, it's LOBA?" She's like, "Exactly." So yeah, and she said, "I'm the winner of the LOBA 2023." And be honest with you, I did not really believe that. I'm like, okay. So it was a very great moment. It's a place that when you hear the name Cox's Bazar, it's a optimistic, happy, positive word for Bangladeshis, because you think about the beach, you think about the sound of the wave, the salty air, the smell of the air. It's really celebrated by every Bangladeshi. I was 5 years old. I'll show you a picture. My dad is completely suited up on the beach, and I'm with my shorts, and he was walking. And he's like, I was showing this picture to a friend last week. She's French, and she was like, "Why is he suiting up? Like, is he going to office?" I'm like, "No, people dressed up to celebrate the beach, or enjoy." But anyway, then when I went back to Cox's Bazar, after living in the West, I was seeing things exactly what you asked, how people are in their best attire, their outfits, and really celebrating the place their own way. And that fascinated me because I wanted to put the judgment aside and really focus into the culture that it has. I really wanted to photograph it because I myself have not seen in pictures before. I was with my camera for sure, and I was also with the light, with an assistant. And the light means it's a flashlight, and big flashlight, and people see it. And people find it funny. People reacted differently. And they were also surprised, what am I doing there with this? What is the idea? And I was very honest with them. I told them I'm working on a book series, photo series, and this is going to be a series that may be published soon in a book. And they were very relaxed to be photographed. And I also wanted to keep it very minimum, not really honestly disturbing. I asked them if I can take their pictures. Sometimes it was that moment, and I photographed, and we have an eye contact. I told them. And in a lot of the pictures, you don't see people's faces also. So it's kind of in between, and it's not structured. Nothing was planned. Nothing was really. I said to myself that I want this moment for this picture. I want this or that. I wanted to really keep it open-ended. So that's why I also didn't want to talk to people because I didn't want to take their time where they are here for having good time and vacation, often just chit chat And even people often offered me food, like buying snacks and buying a cup of tea. So those little moments I also had. At some point, one person came to me and asked me if I can take some portraits of him. And he posed, and I took some portrait of him and I sent it to him. So I had also this really the beach photographer moment, and it was quite incredible that maybe I never talked about that before. The beach is full of hundreds of photographers. They make a living taking pictures. And I myself as a photographer, we are having the same profession. And it was quite fascinating also to work with side along, definitely a different approach and different idea. It was quite interesting for me. The picture, the man on the horse and his wife next to him, I accidentally, or I stumbled upon in that situation, almost stole someone's idea of of a beach photographer, and I asked him if I can take picture of the same situation, and he said yes, and also the couple agreed, and we are standing side by side, took the same frames, I guess, and it's visible on the glasses of the man who is on the horse. So you'll see actually me and the other photographer is there. Choosing that particular light you see in this series of pictures are very deliberate, and I thought it was the only way I can transcribe my feeling about this place, my state of mind, how I feel, knowing for a long time and being away and coming back. Light was the main connection to those dots. That's what transcribed my feeling. And I chose a particular light. I decided only to photograph in the winter time. And actually, winter time is the busiest time at the beach of Cox's Bazar. And the light is very special, which I have never seen before when I was going there for vacation. So when I went there as a photographer, I saw the place with my photographic eyes. I think I saw that light, and I really wanted to bring them up because that was also a way of showing something new. And the light was not in my control. Something is uncertain, because when that light is not there, when there's a cloud in the sky, I tried, I failed, I tried, I failed. I tried a couple of times. So then what I decided to do, I did not photograph those days when there was a cloud. And I chose a very particular light of the winter light during the midday. You call it the zenith. So when the sun rises, it's warm, and slowly it gets like, the more it goes like up, straight up your head, like 90 degrees, it gets whiter. And then again, it goes back to the warmer side. And I wanted to see the place on that white light and to really achieve what I was seeing, because still the visuals we see, we cannot capture exactly, because yes, we have cameras, all this technique, but we are not on the top of that. So I had to use an artificial light to really achieve that mood I was seeing before I was taking pictures. I photographed fishermen many times there, because I felt like this is also, they are part of that place. and they are making their living. So this series is not only talking about the tourist, it's also talking about the seller, the people making living, people selling cotton candy, So the fisherman, I think fishing also, there are a lot of fishing villages next to it. And they're also coexisting, living, while this big tourism going on. And a lot of people also find to watch how the fishermen works. It's exciting for them because they're coming from big cities like Dhaka, it's like chaotic, you don't get to see that. And it exists in between tourism and making a living, and that's also the culture. So this picture was taken one of the first days, very first time, when I was photographing at the beach. And I stumble upon this couple, and when I look at this moment, I feel like, wow, this is Bangladeshi culture, and it's Bangladeshi beach culture. And I even did not ask them, are they newlywed? But it seems like the sari the woman is wearing, it's the sari you wear when you were married. But also it's hard to guess because it can be something, they're married for a long time, but they're on a vacation here, and she wanted to be in her best attire. And I love that the man holding the bag, the whole situation, it's so romantic, it's own authentic way. One of the reason also, the place inspired me, Cox's Bazar, to photograph, because the reputation, the name, when you hear as a Bangladeshi, Cox's Bazar, it's happiness. When you say the word Cox's Bazar, outside of Bangladesh, especially in the West, it's sad, it's refugee, it's trauma, it's genocide, it's ethnic cleansing. It's a very interesting two realities of one place. And in between these two realities, it's some hills which split almost like a curtain. And a place has two meanings, and I have been on the both sides of the curtain. I have photographed the refugee crisis for 4 years, on and off in the camp where 1 million refugee lives. But also I feel like why I always have to focus on that. Photography doesn't mean that really photographing suffering, and especially how we are used to seeing people are sad and suffering from this part of the world where I come from Bangladesh, India and that region. So I feel like photography can be also looking at the bright things. And I think it's very contrasty. I stumbled upon photography quite accidentally, just picking up a camera and taking pictures. And then I feel like this is the first time I'm feeling that I am expressing my untold thoughts, because I'm not a writer, I'm not a poet, I'm not maybe a great speaker, but I think I can express myself with visual language, visual imageries.